Coming back again to the Project Titan, it was supposed to be Apple's first automobile. Unfortunately, many internal and external factors contributed to the project's numerous trials and tribulations. One particularly unlucky example was a potential Hyundai-Kia partnership that never materialized. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome you to Emotion, your new go-to channel for all things tech. Let's start this video off with a quick recap of what happened. The electric vehicle industry, as you may have guessed, is now the talk of the town. They've brought about some significant changes in the automobile industry. The sudden shift to electric mobility is completely changing how automakers and those who care about these things think about vehicles. Although the general consensus in vehicles has largely remained unchanged, technology and innovation have played a significant role in this. According to people familiar with the situation, the first iteration of the Apple car could include a full self-driving system. According to Gurman, a trusted Apple journalist, Kevin Lynch, the new head of Project Titan, is pushing for the Apple car to be released with a full self-driving system. Prior to Lynch's arrival, Apple was torn between releasing a car with limited self-driving capabilities and releasing a fully autonomous vehicle that required no human intervention. Lynch is currently the head of Apple Watch software. After Doug Field left to work for Ford Motor Company in September, he became the head of Project Titan, which is in charge of everything related to the Apple car. Field was Ford's chief officer of advanced technology and embedded systems for 3 years before becoming the company's chief officer of advanced technology and embedded systems. Field's responsibilities include overseeing the development of Ford's driver assistance technology. If the Apple car is released with a full self-driving system, it'll compete directly with Tesla, Waymo, and other companies that are working toward the same goal. Other automakers such as Ford's Blue Cruise and General Motors Super Cruise appear to be more focused on developing driver assistance technology than full autonomy. So far, Tesla has made huge strides with Autopilot in its full self-driving suite. Tesla has made the most progress with FSD in recent years, with the FSD beta button being released earlier this year. With each over-the-air update, Tesla is getting closer to full autonomy, which Apple is reportedly aiming for in the first Apple car. Unlike any other autonomous vehicle software developer, Tesla's FSD beta program and Autopilot system have sparked outrage unlike any other. The majority of Tesla FSD critics come from prestigious organizations such as the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which frequently confused Autopilot with FSD. It'll be interesting to see how the public and regulatory agencies react to an Apple car with full self-driving capabilities. As Lucid Motors CEO Peter Rawlinson pointed out, the EV sector is gradually becoming one big race. It's no surprise that some of the biggest companies such as Tesla and Lucid Motors are making it an electrifying race because it's such a large, gut-wrenching race. Traditional automobile manufacturers are clearly lagging behind. However, as the competition heats up, a new contender emerges from nowhere, which we know is Apple. With their recent announcement, this massive corporation has made headlines, but as we all know, it has had its ups and downs. So let's get started and see what Project Titan is all about, as well as the massive new update that came with it. Most people who have followed the project's progress are aware that it has been in the works for some time. It all started in 2016 with a deal with Lexus to use their SUVs for testing right away. They made $1 billion investment in Didi Xuxing later that year, which at the time controlled over 80% of the Chinese market. And then with other stronger investments like the Uber-Didi Xuxing partnership, it just kept going up. If you're interested in other fascinating things about Apple, then make sure to check out our video on Huge Update, the Apple and Lucid Motors partnership potential, Project Titan. You can go check this out after the video. So what does the Apple car have in store for us? Many experts and electric car enthusiasts have previously stated that Apple is best in Hyundai's hands. A Hyundai partnership will undoubtedly benefit Apple in a variety of ways. However, there have been no confirmed claims about their continued collaboration as of yet. Aside from a debunking statement from Hyundai, Apple has a strict policy when it comes to Project Titan information. The release of Hyundai's statement and its swift withdrawal strained the relationship between the two companies. If they're able to revive this partnership, we could expect Apple to use the electric global modular platform as the foundation. The eGMP was recently used by another Hyundai unit, which became one of the company's most significant innovations. It's a high-voltage system that can charge quickly. If they combine this technology with Apple's plans to develop self-driving technology, we're talking about a truly revolutionary design. But if this partnership is dead in the water, there were other rumors that Apple would invest $3.6 billion in Kia Motors. Because Kia is a sister company of Hyundai, it's possible that it'll still be linked to Hyundai. However, as things stand, the investment could result in Kia producing 100,000 vehicles for Apple, It's been reported that the vehicle's software will be based on Apple's iconic iOS. With all of the rumors and claims surrounding Apple's partnership with either Hyundai or Kia, there has only been one project that has actually been completed. This is with the illustrious and much discussed Lucid Motors. We've seen them make headlines as they go head-to-head with Tesla, but they've outdone themselves with a possible Apple tie-up. Given that the two companies have nearly identical design philosophies, it's no surprise that rumors of a possible collaboration began to circulate. They're both companies that wanted to make luxury the focal point of everything they did. As a company that likes to break the mold, Apple created a way to collaborate with a company that does something similar. Johnny Ive, Apple's former chief designer who left about 2 years ago, was the most important link between Apple and Lucid Motors. We recently learned that he's now an operating partner at SPAC Churchill Capital Core 4, which was in the process of merging with Lucid Motors earlier this year. Although there have been rumors that Apple might buy Lucid Motors, this is extremely unlikely at this time. Apple could have bought Lucid or invested in it with the billions it's worth. However, with all of Apple's projects and design planning, it was a busy time to invest in or buy anything new. After a direct acquisition is ruled out, the next step is to form a manufacturing partnership. As we mentioned in the previous video, which you can now watch, Lucid Motors is working to perfect their vertical integration strategy for EVs. The Lucid Air vehicle will begin to be delivered this year, with tens of thousands of units being produced. For those interested, the Lucid powertrain manufacturing plant in Arizona produces electric powertrains, battery modules, management systems, and Wonderbox chargers. They made it clear that they want to expand their operations in Europe, the Middle East, and China. Apple, on the other hand, is considering outsourcing the Apple Car in the same way that it does the iPhones. But even with this rosy-eyed desire to outsource, there are complications. In 2026, Lucid Motors plans to produce around 251,000 units, which is far insufficient for Apple's requirements. Furthermore, because Lucid is pursuing a vertical integration strategy, wrapping up production will undoubtedly incur significantly higher costs. Between 2021 and 2026, the company expects to spend more than $7 billion on capex. As a result, a manufacturing partnership between Lucid Motors and Apple is unlikely to materialize. Partnerships with Magna International or Foxconn, for example, might be more appropriate. Magna Steyr Technique, a subsidiary of Magna, has been awarded a contract to build Fisker Ocean's SUV, and Fisker has also signed an MOU with Foxconn to develop and design a new electric vehicle known as Project Pear. In addition, Foxconn is working with Byton to develop and manufacture its own electric sports utility vehicles. They were even able to show off their own electric vehicle platform, dubbed the MIH. The platform was designed to be modular and scalable, with a light chassis and a unibody design powered by stable electrical and electronic architecture. They've introduced a solid-state battery and an in-vehicle internet service, both of which are extremely useful for us in the 21st century. Foxconn has a better chance of winning the Apple Car contract because it's known for assembling iPhones. With all of these connections, it's possible that Lucid Motors could control a portion of the arena remotely, although it's unlikely. More than anything, however, there is one aspect of the collaboration between the two titans that remains highly likely, and that is Apple CarPlay. If Apple makes the bold decision to focus its efforts in software rather than electric vehicles, Apple CarPlay will have a lot more opportunities for partnerships. It's a fantastic product that has the potential to boost Apple's total sales by more than 2%, while also increasing EBITDA by a solid 1% by 2024. Please let us know if you'd like to see more updates on this developing partnerships in the comment section below. We'll keep you up to date on the latest technological developments. Simply like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified whenever we upload. We'd be delighted to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Cheers, and until next time, emotion.